So what's going on, YouTubers? This is DIY Dan, Saltwater Junkie, and today I'm going to be doing an updated video on an auto top-off system I had. I had one of my little 12-volt pumps for my supply run dry because I forgot to fill the storage container and ruined it. So I put an extra safety switch in it. I'm going to show you a wiring diagram and how to do it. So
Alright guys, this is going to be the demonstration for this thing. Alright, this is going to represent our sump in this demonstration. This is a bracket that came with my Various 8 return pump for my system, and this is the low water level switch for that pump, and I just decided to use this bracket, drill and cut a little piece of plexiglass to hold my 2 level switches. This is the main level switch that's going to be used to tell my pump when to turn on and off for the auto top off. This is a safety switch to if this switch ever fails, this is just a backup safety switch for this. Okay, my storage tank over here will hold my water and my pump. Okay, here's the pump. And then this bracket that I made holds a water level switch that basically prevents my pump from ever running dry in case I forget to fill up my storage container. Alright, so let's turn this thing on. I'm going to plug it in. Since our sump is empty right now, it's going to start filling that up. Okay, so we're going to fill up until my water level switch gets triggered in there. Okay, shuts off. Now I'm gonna unplug it for a second. I'm gonna bypass this switch so it can't go up. And this is representing if the switch ever fails, basically. Plug it back in. Pump's running until my safety switch gets triggered. Alrighty. Now I'm gonna put this so it just continues to fill this bucket up. I'm gonna lift this sensor out just to empty that storage tank to show you that that level switch will shut down the pump as well. Okay, so as soon as that water level switch in there gets triggered, it's going to shut down the pump as well. And that's just to prevent my pump from ever running dry. Alright, so that's how this is going to work. Now I'll show you how I built it. Alright guys, so let's go over the wiring schematic for this auto top off. I have my 12-volt inverter that's plugged into the wall. Okay, the positive from the inverter is going to come over and it's going to go to pin 14. That's the exciter for this relay. But we need a positive for the pump as well, so we put a jumper wire between pins 14 and 12. So that's what this is, just a little jumper wire. Okay? Positive's done. The negative is going to come over, negative or ground. It's going to come over and we're going to go to pin 9. This is the ground for the pump. Okay, so we come directly to pin 9, but then we need a ground for all of our switches. So we run a wire from pin 9 as well. We're going to come down through my safety switch, okay, up, down through my main level switch, over to my storage tank level switch to keep my pump from running dry, and back to pin 13 on the relay. Okay, so what's going to happen here is this level switch for my safety is going to be in the down position, and in the down position it's always going to flow the ground through it. So in the down position, this switch is closed, which means it's going to flow electricity through it. Alright, so it's flowing. It's going to come over water level drops, this switch goes down. Now in this switch, when it's down, it is also going to flow electricity. So it's going to, water level drops, switch goes down, the ground's going to go through here, and as long as I have water in my storage tank, it's going to go through, put a ground to the relay, which is going to, because we already have our power, so we have power and ground to the relay. It's going to excite this relay, and it's going to transfer 12 to pin 8 and pin 9 to pin 5. So it's going to supply the power and the ground to our pump, which is going to in turn turn this on and start the pump. Once the water level rises, this switch will be up. It will disconnect the electricity, which in turn is going to disconnect our ground, which is going to shut the pump off. All right? So that's how that's going to work. And the safety switches work the same way. So let's say it's running. The water level in my storage tank drops. Okay? When that drops, it's going to disconnect the ground, which in turn is going to disconnect and shut down the pump. And then as I showed you in the demonstration, let's say this switch gets stuck. So it's stuck down, which means it's flowing the ground. The water level rises to here. This switch is going to disconnect the electricity and in turn shut the pump down as well. All right, so that's how that's going to work. All right, guys, this is the actual system wiring itself. This is my inverter. Okay, it's coming over. My power is going to pin 14. All right, then I have my jumper wire, which is this white wire right here, that is going from pin 14 to pin 12. Okay, that's our positive. The ground is coming in to pin 9. Okay, then the ground for our switches, which is this wire, is coming out. Okay, and it's going through all 3 of our level switches because these are all wired in series. Coming into my storage tank, water level switch to keep my pump from running dry. Out of there, then it comes over, goes down into either one. It doesn't matter the order of these switches, by the way, because they're all ran in series. So in my water level switch, my main water level switch, out. My connections are all above the water line, so they're up here. Coming back down to my safety water level switch, in case the switch ever fails. And then back out, okay? Then we come back and we go to right here, which is pin 13. All right? That's the exciter ground, exciter power. Relay activates, it transfers pin 12 to pin 8 and pin 9 to pin 5. And then these are my 2 wires going to my pump. Okay guys, so this is my sump, and you can see my relay down there. It's plugged into the wall there. This is my storage container with my level switch and my pump down there. Lines just running into the sump. My level switches are all mounted right there. And I was going through about 4 to 5 gallons a week on this system. So I love this auto top off, man. I really recommend it. Just so much less maintenance. I fill this thing once a week instead of like every 3rd day. So really recommend it. And it's not that complicated to build. Hope you enjoy this video. See you on the next one.